Incredible. Incredible. All right. He has become one of the most recognizable faces in the world after his Star Wars performance in The Force Awakens.
Of course it decides to disconnect.
Everyone's favorite former stormtrooper.
Hopefully we're back.
John Boyega!
And that wasn't the capture software. That was my actual like internet, because I lost connection on the actual stream too. So that was just a hiccup overall with my internet. We back. All right, good. I mean, we didn't really miss anything other than just a couple things that he was saying, but if that happens during the freaking trailer, I'm gonna be PO'd.
Oh my! Oh my God!
It better be the only time that happens.
Clearly the fans love you. How does that make you feel?
Oh, this is crazy. Well, it's good to be back, eh? Good to be back. In 2 years, this is awesome.
All right. When we last saw you, how should I put this? You were not in great shape. How's the recovery process been? A lot of therapy and back to tanks. What's going on with Finn right now?
It's been painful. It's been a process. I think Finn definitely stood up for himself at the end of Force Awakens and caught a bit of an injury to the back.
It is Finn.
So he's in recovery, but he will be back.
All
in
these
Last
new
Jedi.
little pictures and shots. That's awesome.
He's not playing this time.
One of the moments that I remember clearly was watching you jump up and down so enthusiastically when you saw that first trailer. What is it like going from that moment to being here now after all these years, knowing that everybody knows your character and it's as iconic now as Han Solo, as Luke Skywalker? How does that make you feel?
It's phenomenal. I mean, but it's a process I didn't go through alone. Obviously, I've had Daisy here and Kathy's there, been there since the beginning, and JJ, and now we've got Ryan on board and a new team.
But by December it'll be 2 years since it was been released, but it's been 2 years since the celebration, which is weird. I think usually they would do about 3 years in between. 3 years in between Star Wars movies.
Daisy have gone on like this meteoric rise together. I mean, it's unbelievable.
But this year they're doing 2 years, so they're just
call each other up and go, hey,
boom, boom, boom. And there's rumors that they're starting shooting episode 9 this summer, or late summer. They're gonna start shooting again already.
Yeah, and we
so that's crazy.
Costumes, and it was strange. It was kind of like, no, we need to get back home. It's good to be home. It's good to be home.
We love having you back home. All right, so John, one of the iconic relationships that come out of The Force Awakens is that of Finn and Poe, and of course the now legendary jacket. So unfortunately, Oscar couldn't be with us today, but I know, but I've got to ask, does that relationship...
It was a long time ago. Yeah, exactly.
...in The Last Jedi?
Absolutely. Poe's my boy. Poe's my boy. So there's always a new adventure for us to go on.
I'm very excited. Anything else you want to tell us about Finn? Anything else he can tell us about Finn?
Well, in The Last Jedi, it's a test for all the characters, but specifically for Finn, he wants to find his place now. Is he going to be a part of the Resistance, or is he going to keep running away from the First Order? We'll see.
Oh, I missed that little shot there.
Speaking of the First Order.
What do we got? Adam Driver?
Is there anything that you can tell us about the dark side? After the demolition of Starkiller Base, does the First Order have to go back to the drawing board? Or was that just one part of their plan for galactic
They've got
domination?
something else. First Order has something else.
Big loss. But they did manage to take out the seat of the Republic, and that's thrown the galaxy into chaos, and the First Order are jumping on that at the beginning of our movie. Very aggressively, not sitting on their hands.
I mean, yeah, this takes place directly after the last movie. It just leads right into it. Those are some new shots there, too. Yeah, it's the first time there's no gap in between movies. It's essentially just continuing right away, so that'll be kind of odd.
I can't wait to find out what they're upset about. So we find out more about Rey. We know we find out more about Finn. We know that BB-8 comes back. Are there any new characters from The Last Jedi?
Oh, they're gonna bring out some new folks.
Today, Ryan?
There might be a few.
Oh.
So there's
Maybe.
we have a couple really fun new characters coming out, and a few of whom I'm really excited to introduce you guys to, but one in particular who's here today, who has the biggest new part in
Is
the
it
movie,
Kelly?
and ironically is played by the smallest actor.
Yeah.
She is one of my favorite people. You guys are going to love her some. I adore her, and I'm so proud and happy to introduce to all of you Kelly Marie Tran, who
plays? He was saying who plays, and then they stopped. Who plays? We don't know who she plays. And supposedly her and Finn do a lot together in the movie, I think.
Whoa!
Crazy, right?
Hello.
Crazy. I'm sorry about teasing you before that there were only going to be 10 people in the audience.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
lied
bad
to
about
me,
that now.
Josh.
Yeah.
You lied.
So Kelly, this actually isn't your first celebration, I understand. You were in London last year. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I came to Celebration last year. I was sporting my Finn t-shirt. I walked the floor. I learned how to use a lightsaber. I went to all the cool booths. It was incredible, and I got to just hang out, and the energy and the enthusiasm is just insane. It was amazing to be there.
So when you were cast in The Last Jedi, I understand you had to keep it a secret, even
course
from
you
your
do.
own family?
Yeah, of course you have to.
Yeah, they didn't know for 4 months after. I told them I was doing an indie movie in Canada. At one point, I actually got some maple syrup so I could like bring it back to them, so they thought that I was really in Canada.
Oh,
I
wow.
love how far the lie went.
I was like, I'm committing to this.
All right, what can you tell us about your new character?
Ugh, I'm so excited to share this with you. So my character's name is Rose.
Rose. Okay, there we go. I think that's what was reported
She's
or
part of the resistance.
leaked or whatever.
Yeah, and she
Rose,
works
I
in
think so,
maintenance,
yeah.
And I just can't wait for you to meet her. Oh, there she is.
That's her.
Where?
She's
Cut to it. Thank you.
she's
There we
pretty
go.
Rad.
Cool.
Rose is a maintenance worker in the Resistance, and for me, growing up, one of the things as a kid in Colorado, watching these movies, you feel like you're watching Luke Skywalker kind of get pulled out of, and I think it's why people respond to Rey also, get pulled out of wherever he is and be this unlikely hero. The notion that anyone out there, any of us, can step up and turn into a hero. That's really kind of where the character of Rose comes from. She's not a soldier, she's not looking to be a hero, and she gets pulled in a very big way into an adventure in this movie with Finn. And Kelly just embodies that.
Yeah,
for me.
so yeah, her and Finn. Take my kid to the park. All right, man.
Kelly, last night in the
Oh, we got a
elevator-
host from Blazian. Sorry about that. Why is that so
Okay, no,
freaking loud?
We were in the elevator with a bunch of people. Last night.
Tell him not to air the trailer.
And I said, this is great. Your life is about to change. Your anonymity.
But thank you for the
is
host,
gonna- I
Blazian.
mean, you can ask these two. How do you feel today, like coming out
I'll do
here
my
and
best,
knowing
Glitch.
that you are now a
I'll use
part
the Force
of
on
the Star
him.
Wars universe?
You know, I'm going to tell you right now. It's just, it's incredible. I mean, I think so many people tell you what this is going to be like, and then you get on the stage and you just hear so much excitement and so much love for this thing that you get to be a part of, and I just want to do it justice. So thank you, everyone, for letting me be here.
Yeah.
And now, a man who plays one of the most iconic characters in film history. The one, the only, Mark Hamill.
Hey. I thought they were going to continue the trend to bring out. It was the same reaction they did yesterday. I thought they were going to bring out some more new characters, maybe. I guess they maybe they'll wait till Comic-Con. Or maybe after. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they're just doing all light side now, and then they'll... That's a pretty cool shot right there.
they provided me all my ad libs, which is good for me. I love you back.
I love you. They saw you yesterday. You're just like old hat at this now. You're doing this every day.
But I never get used to it, you know? We go back to our everyday lives where, you know, instead of adoring fans, my wife's telling me to take out the trash and pick up after the dogs in the yard. It's very unglamorous.
So I have to ask you the question on everybody's mind, I imagine, for the last 2 years. Does Luke Skywalker finally get to speak in this film?
He is a pretty cool guy.
I might be one of the most valuable characters to Lucasfilm, not because I'm a legacy character, but thanks to short-term memory loss. I don't remember what I had for breakfast, so I don't remember. And I'm joking, but even when I went in and did ADR and saw this footage, it was like an out-of-body experience. You know, it's so contained in its own world. And you show up in jeans and a T-shirt, and it's really scary. You know, Ryan came out to my house like he went to all of us, to discuss the script and so forth, and we spent several hours. I brought him into my TV room and showed him my favorite episode of Sergeant Bilko. You know, important things. And I said to him, the truth of the matter is, one of the reasons I loved Rogue One so much and the prequels was that I was not in them. I could just relax and enjoy. I didn't have any anxiety about whether I did the right thing or was successful. And I said to Ryan, you know, we had a beginning, a middle, and an end in our original trilogy. I just don't want to tempt fate. You can't catch lightning in a bottle over again. And the truth be known, Ryan, is I'm terrified. You know what he said? So am I. And I said, now, that's a director I could love. Because he didn't, yeah. And I'd seen Looper and Brothers Bloom, all of it, and Brick. You can't categorize. You know, a lot of times you see directors' films and there's a thread that goes through them all. And his films are all so diverse and also ambitious in their own way. And in this experience, he's rocketed to the top of my all-time favorite directors, believe me.
Wow.
I couldn't have done it without him. He was my seeing eye dog. And all I knew was, if Ryan's happy, I'm happy. I totally turned over my performance to Ryan and just sort of knew that if he was satisfied, then we got it right.
I think.
Yeah, and I guess JJ has seen a good portion, and he's saying that Mark Hamill should be like an Oscar nominated
not just
for what he's doing, I
but
guess.
metaphorically, what's it like getting back into this character after all these years? Did you go back and watch the old films? Is he at such a new place that it didn't matter?
Well, in 7, you discovered Luke obviously is a hermit on this island, that there's so much unsaid about where he's been and what he's done. And actors like to write their own backstories. You know, you want to figure out what you've done and where you've been. But I realized that wasn't really important to the story of Force Awakens. I still made it up myself. And, you know, I tried to show it to JJ, and he, you know, was accommodating, but basically patted me on the head, gave me a cookie, and made me go away. Because, you know, whatever, make it up. I mean, they allude to things that have happened, and to a certain extent, you know, it's not Luke's story anymore. But I think he's an important part of the overall arc of the saga. And again, there's a lot of mystery about him, even within the film. So you have to fill in your own backstory. I'm sure there'll be comic books and video games and novels that tell the story, but like I say, and I shared with Ryan a lot of my own things. I thought I have to relate to things that are real in my own life to understand where Luke is at this point in his life.
I'm just going to break in here and make sure that everybody out there realizes he is so significantly important to this next film.
So they're not killing him
Well,
off.
that's good to hear.
You know they're not killing him off in this movie.
And by the way, I look down and
Maybe.
I see Olaf, I see Wonder Woman, I see God, I see my colleague Daisy, my son. And this one, if she were any cuter, she'd be an actual Disney cartoon. Doesn't come any cuter than Kelly.
I love that you look at me and see an animated character. Thank you. Now, this is a personal question because, this is how I approach a lot of my roles. Did you do a lot of physical training to get into Luke Skywalker?
We all had a good laugh about that. Because, when I read the script, the very first line is, Luke Skywalker has vanished. I went, okay, let's go. And I'm reading about, everybody talks about
There's a clue, yeah.
Skywalker must be.
No, hey.
The sword
I didn't see it was you. I thought it was weird, hero weird saying that.
That's the 33rd mention. And
yeah, Finn is
talking about me. You know what I thought?
Finn is Luke's son.
I said, you know what? I
Confirmed.
know I'm probably going to come in towards the end of the third act. But I thought when you were in the forest and the lightsaber jiggled in the snow, I said, okay, here I am. And it flies into the hands of Rey. She didn't even do any training. Although you all reminded me, I didn't finish. I dropped out of school.
Well, and
so
he didn't have any training
right?
about using. I mean, he did the same thing in the snow and Empire, but we didn't see any training in between, though.
And it seems so obviously a cliffhanger, which I'm standing on the edge of a cliff. Get the metaphor? I thought maybe they should just print "to be continued" on my forehead. But after all that training, I went for 50 weeks, twice a week, never canceled and was never late. Not like some people, I can say, space sis. But so I thought I was going to do something physical. I read the last page. I said, really? I turn and remove my hood, that's it? Then I joked about a big, long speech that was cut at the last minute. See, I lost total credibility with the public through social media because I lie all the time.
He does.
And I post, an exclusive look at an episode 8 trailer, and it's a picture of my trailer on the back lot, what my kids call dad humor. So this year, someone said, are you going to post one of your classic April Fool's jokes? And I said, absolutely not. So believe any outrageous, crazy, or absurd notion I post that day. I can't get away with it anymore. It's like the boy who cried wolf. Nobody believes me. That's why on this April Fool's, I didn't even wait. I just put April Fool's picture and said, in episode 8, Luke has taken a vow of silence but communicates telepathically. I'm hoping to do voiceover, but director Rian Johnson is leaning towards subtitles.
Make the kids read. Make the kids read.
Yesterday was the incredible 40th celebration, which you attended. Anything you want to say to all of these incredible fans after 40 years of going on this journey with you?
Well, listen, you people, first of all, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. No, honestly, you've been so supportive.
We're coming up on
there for us all the time.
Only about a half hour left.
In good times and bad times. I got a little flack last night because I made the comment, you people are more supportive than my actual family. Because they criticize and make fun of me, and I'm sure you do too, but not to my face. But no, I think.
Well, let's hope it's special. They've got a half hour more to wow us here.
How we've affected so many people.
They got to bring out at least a couple more cast members. I know Oscar couldn't be there, but
it's handed down. The original fans are grown with children of their own. I met my
We've
wife
got to bring out
online for
a couple
Empire,
more,
you know.
maybe.
Whatever it is, it's and going to the hospitals and meeting these kids that have such dire adversities in their lives. No. It makes you feel like it puts things in perspective. It makes you think, you know, maybe just doing voiceovers on cartoons and playing the trickster is so trivial compared to the kind of benefits that these kids get from meeting people like this, because it's so inspirational to them. I mean, I met a little boy who had lost his arm because of tuberculosis, and he told me, I wasn't worried because Luke lost his hand. Oh. I know. You know, I mean, it's tough. I mean, it can be emotionally harrowing. So I always use reverse psychology and say, are you faking? You don't look sick to me. Come on, you're trying to get out of schoolwork, right? But I'm telling you, it's a gift and something that I will never take for granted. So thank you all so much.
All right.
It's weird that, yeah, that's in a different spot than it was 2 years ago. The father said. Like the hall, I mean.
Ryan, do you have anything that you brought to
okay.
the fans?
It's supposed to be an hour and a half, right?
I might. So I want to show you guys this.
This is supposed to be the sizzle reel, or is this the trailer?
A teaser poster.
Oh, poster.
No.
Wait a second. I just want to reenact for everybody at home. This is what we heard. Just stabbing.
A teaser poster.
When so can we put it up?
Yes, please.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Whoa!
That's pretty cool.
Can we zoom out?
Classic Star Wars style. I like that. That is awesome.
I gotta soak that in.
Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God.
And you know what? These guys have not seen this either, so they are looking back over their shoulder because they're seeing it for the first time.
That is very, very cool. All right, well, that does it, guys. Thank you so much for coming.
First of all, important to know, every single one of you sitting out there
gets a poster.
Gets one of those.
Yeah. They did the same thing 2 years ago with the Force Awakens